Yep. Now, let's see if we can get in. Oh my goodness, it is deep there. It's one step away and it's 5 feet deep. There we go. So now you can't see it. I've got this pole bent just so I keep myself up against the Whoa! Ow! Oh. Okay. Well, guess what? Aye. All right. Guess what? I found out that this thing works, and it hurts. Oh. Oh, I left that running. So anyway, I guess I found out that my life jacket works. Now, problem is I don't have a replacement CO2 container. I humped it up up the river. I'm at one of those spots. Howdy.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Nice day?
It's a fantastic day.
How's the current?
Swift and sure.
Oh, cool. Well, have a beautiful one.
Thank you. You too. So what that just told me is that there's a running trail right here, which means that I can't camp here. Let's check things out. So I've got water in the boat. I'm wet. The sun goes down. I'm going to be cold. And quite a ways down is an island. Pretty sure that I've camped on that island before. Sure looks like it. Don't remember what the fishing was like there. I don't really feel like camping here where it's actually a trail that people run. .46, sun goes down at 7 o'clock. Been about an hour to make it down to that island. I don't think I have a choice. I think I gotta do it. We'll put the tunes on. And start going. Alright. Keep you guys informed, but after I expended all that energy to get back here, I'm gonna have to hump it to try and get back to down to that island. Catch y'all when I get there. Alright, the last place didn't work. So now that I had the river current behind me, I've come down 3, maybe 4 miles, and I seen this island on the map. I was actually headed towards one that I had camped on before, but this is a fantastic campsite. It's already cleared out. Somebody has already camped here before. I almost passed it up. In fact, I was on my way out, and the only thing that stopped me was water level. I couldn't get the kayak past. But then I took another look. Oh man. The reason why I was going to pass it up is there's bird poop all over this front part. But that's not true back in there. So they're roosting here, not on the back part. Got lots of rock to be able to build a fire on. Still got about a half an hour worth of daylight left to get my boat up there. I'm going to tie it up this time, just in case the water level when the dam lets out tonight gets as high as I am. I'll be in my hammock, so I'm not worried about that. I just want to make sure my stuff doesn't float down the river. In the meantime, got quite a bit of work to do before dark. Let's get to it. Let's talk about what just happened. We got over the lake. Took me over an hour to be able to portage from the lake down to the river. Even with that road, it was still hard to do. Get all my stuff packed back in and humped over the hill. Then while I'm getting back in, I fall in the water. Get water in the kayak. Decide to go down to a creek. Creek didn't pan out. I humped my way up to the beach. Just as I'm sitting there thinking about getting out, a jogger comes by and starts chatting with me. Obviously there's a trail there that wasn't shown on the map. So I look on my GPS where I've at a island I've camped at before. It was a chance, so I took it. Stopped at a couple of islands on the way, and lo and behold, I found this spot. I wasn't going to stay here because I've seen bird poop all over the shore, which tells me it's a rookery. But once you get away from the first few trees, it's just fine. In fact, this thing is covered with clamshells. And people have stayed here before because there's a couple of fire pits they built, as well as somebody made a table, and of course left a garbage bag full of beer cans there. So, bottom line on this is it is close to sunset. The sun's already behind the trees. As I portaged the canoe up to the campsite, of course all the water that was in the kayak then dumped all over me if I wasn't wet enough. And it was cold this time. Yep, really cold. Changed into dry clothes, got some layers on so I can warm up. First order of business, I'll tell you right now, is I want a fire tonight. Since this has been used so much, yeah, there's been lots of people camping here. I'm gonna have to get bring that up. That's what happened when that rope started running through my hand because I didn't have gloves on. Like, yeah, I didn't have gloves on. Stupid of me. So I'm gonna pause this. If I don't get back before it gets dark, I plan on putting my hammock up right here. I figured hear traffic noise because there's a highway in the distance. That should go down tonight. I'll be lulled to sleep by the rapids off here to my left, and hopefully spend a pleasant evening. Because of the sprint down here, I'm an easy day away from my takeout point, and I got 2 days left. Already got a pole in the water. If this place proves to be catfish heaven, then I may stay here all day. If not, I'll probably take it easy and then head on down to another campsite that I know I'll catch catfish at, and I'll take you all along with me. But let me pan around this just so you all can see it. Totally clear and open. Was an easy shore. It was a very easy shore to get up on. Right now, interestingly enough, the water's dropping rapidly. Not sure why they're doing that. I hope they let the water rise back up to where it was, because that allowed me to skate over all the rocks that are in this segment of the river. If they leave it low, it'll be a pain in the butt tomorrow. You can't just relax because you have to go around rock after rock. Anyhow, I'm at camp. I'm dry. I'm warm. I'm safe. I have a life preserver that doesn't have a CO2 cartridge on it. Yeah. Time to go find some campfire wood if I can. Alright, good morning. Yeah. This is day 3 of 4. Once again, I slept late. Tell you what, I don't know what it is, but just once I'm out in the woods, I sleep so much easier. As you can see, I've already got breakfast going. I made my coffee, and the portage was not very favorable yesterday for my eggs. I broke a couple. You know what? Normally I'd throw them away. I'm going to use them today. So I'm going to have 3 today and 3 tomorrow morning. Come on. There you go. Already got the bacon grease fried up, or heated up. And I'm going to clean this container out of slurping around in it. Dry bag it was in, it got all through the dry bag. I'm going to have to clean that out. Three scrambled eggs this morning, my coffee. And I had, broke down and had some oatmeal as well. No shells allowed. No shells allowed. Oh, listen to that bacon grease. I've actually been wanting that on this trip mixed into my food because I'm consuming that as well as I am the food. Put the bug net on my hammock last night, not because of mosquitoes, but this river was filled with gnats. There were just thousands of them. I didn't want to be breathing them in and have them landing all over me. It's a good thing I set that up. There's supposed to be absolutely no rain for these 4 days. And about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, it was raining. So I got up really quick. Thankfully, I brought my tarp with me this time, just in case. Threw that over top and continued sleeping after that. I want my eggs a little crispy today. Especially since they were open in there. Had about 6 kayakers come by. They're doing about half this river segment today. They started early. Stopped by, chatted up. They've camped here before as well as all the other islands that are in the chain on this segment. And it looks like I am nearly out of gas in that tank. Not in a hurry at all. I do believe the remainder that I have to go I could do in one day. And I wouldn't mind that, because very close to my takeout point is a fantastic campsite that I had found on this river as well. I mean, it is fantastic. This one is stunning. Obviously it's been camped on a lot. There were 4 different fire pits on it. The kayakers that came by were telling me that they've had times that they've meant to camp here and they've stopped, and there's been so many people camping on it that there wasn't a spot on the island. And it's a rather large island too. So much so that spot back in the bush where the sand's mixed up, and they've got a little chair with a toilet seat on it. So they've made themselves a latrine out of it. I thought that was neat. I've never seen that before. I've had some poles out all night long for catfish. No takers. That's why that other campsite that y'all have seen on other videos, I wouldn't mind getting to, because I was hitting catfish one right after another. And kind of would be nice to get there, catch a catfish and have that for dinner rather than tuna fish. Oh, last night I had a dream. I dreamed that my shoulder was hurting me really bad. And then I woke up and my shoulder was hurting me really bad. Seems like these muscles right here on my shoulders are not being used, because I haven't been in my kayak in some time. They're sore, they're hurting. Yeah, I'll pay for that for a couple of days, I'm sure. Anyhow, got my coffee, sun's up. Strong enough to stand up a spoon in. Just eat my breakfast, probably break camp and get going if I feel like it. All packed up, ready to go. This is notably a spectacular campsite. I like even better than the last one, except for one thing. It's on a set of rapids right here, and no fish. So I need a deep hole to be able to fish in. Second thing is, it's so used that there's not really any firewood to be had. I cut down a larger than normal tree, probably about that big around, used up the top half, and left the main trunk on the table they had made here for whoever wants to use it after me. That way it stays high and dry. To be honest, I could sit here for the next hour and just watch the water go by. Next goal is to get to the campsite that I've stayed at before. To be honest, I don't remember how far along it is, but the gnats here are just extreme. They're in clouds. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, now it's time to turn the GPS back on. And I'm at 32 miles right now. Expecting I'll top out over 40, hopefully, by the time I reach that campsite. I'm shooting, I said this is a 50-mile trip, but I was cutting corners on that lake. So it may be somewhere between 40 and 50. We'll find out. I just need to get myself off these rocks. Come out a little further in. There we go. Yeah, just looking at my paddle, looks a little abused. Back's a little sore today. I'll do this in 2 steps. Can't seem to hold up both legs at the same time without hurting my back. Feet grip dry. Get them down in there. Not the fun part, right? See, now that's the way you should be able to get into a kayak. Not like you seen me at the bridge yesterday. So the new discovery for this trip . 2 new discoveries. One is I brought along a 6-pack of Diet Pepsi. And that has made a world of difference in my culinary taste. Actually breaks up the mundaneness of the food that you normally have. The other thing is that I need to bring along an extra CO2 container in case my life vest goes off. So unfortunately, now if I do spill over, it won't go off. Right? Now if I do spill over, it won't go off. Alright, well, I'll catch you all later. Turn you around so you can see me where I'm going. Here we go, off the rocks. I've got a few spiders on me for that. See all the rocks? That's what I have to look forward to. Look at all the turtles on those rocks. So when I get up to these rapids, it starts wanting to pull this boat all around. And I don't really know where the rocks are at, right? Like the one that just bumped into my thumb as I went over it. And I need to try and get through these. Gives you a good idea of what this entire segment of river is like. Alright, I'll catch you all later. Okay, we caught a fish by trolling. It's the first fish on this particular lure. And it hit hard. Be interesting to see what I got. Oh wow, that's a big one. Yeah, look at that. Make sure I don't lose my paddle. There it goes. Oh, don't lose my pole either. Stop it. Yep. back one got you, didn't it? Well, they didn't need the forceps, apparently. Yep. Go. All right, so he's probably going to hate me wet. Let's throw this back out there. We can get any others right now. He has dinner. I'm surprised because I don't have enough line on this pole anymore after having to take so much off due to its twisting around with that spoon. Okay, I get straightened back out here. I'm at the campsite I was shooting for. This is one that I had found, oh gosh, earlier in the year, I think spring. I love the campsite. It's fantastic for catfishing, so I'm expecting to get some of those. So the goal right now is to, and go figure, this is what I have to get out in. I'm sinking down into it. It's all over my boat. That's okay. I'm going to get my bags out of the boat. I'm going to carry them to the campsite. I'm going to carry the boat to the campsite, which is, oh, I don't know, 50 to about 50 yards in. I need to secure the bass so it doesn't go away, because that's my dinner for the night, right? And I've got a few things in mind that I got to do. One, I need a bath. I stink. So I'm going to get my soap, get in this water, try to get clean. Two, once I do that, I'm going to get into some warmer clothes, right? And then three is fish and firewood. I suppose that was four. Either way, have plenty of time. As you can tell, the sun's still up in the sky. River topography always changes every time I'm out here, because the I guess, volume of water when the rains come, allow more volume to come through and trees shift around. Be interesting to see in my 2 fishing holes that I caught all those catfish in, what's down in there, if anything. Once have my bags up there and secured, I'll bring you all along. I'm sure there'll be more fish to see. At camp, got my stuff laid out. The order of business, of course, was since I've camped here before, I have a little stack of firewood I left for whoever was here next, and it appears to be me. So the order of business was food. I've only eaten breakfast, so even though it's 3 something, I got some tuna fish down me just to get some energy. So now I'm gonna go have a bath and get dressed. No, I'm not gonna film that. So, bath, fish, fire, and later on food as I set up camp. I have 1 good battery after this. I'm going to be sparing as far as what I'm videotaping. I won't, a friend, I won't be filming setting up the camp because that takes a lot of different scenes and a lot of battery power. And I don't have enough backup power to be able to recharge my batteries without killing my other electronics that I use. My GPS decided on its own to stop tracking my progress right after I caught that bass and put into shore. Don't know why, but all of a sudden it stopped, so there's several miles that it didn't record. I'm something over 40 miles right now, and probably 3 miles from my takeout point. Good morning, y'all. So the coffee's on, starting to get ready to percolate. Another wonderful, relaxing night. Although this time I woke up at dawn. Just found myself laying there until the sun came up enough to get the chill off the air. Checked my 2 fishing poles, fishing lines I left in the water last night, and surprisingly didn't have one on. I would have expected at least 1. So I rebaited those. I have 1 more thing for bait left, and then I'm going to use the bass that I caught yesterday as bait. I just plan on staying around this campsite until 1, 2, 3 o'clock, whatever, before I pack up and head out. Had a great night. Stayed up by the fire probably till about 11 o'clock and just hung out. Owls were back last night. I didn't think owls procreated in the fall, but they were. And if you've ever heard them, you know exactly what I mean. Yeah. So the plan for the day: eat breakfast, relax, fish, relax, break camp, pack it away, relax, and sometime this afternoon pack up the kayak and head on out to my takeout point. This is Monday. I have the day off work as well today. All right. Good afternoon. So I broke camp. I got everything packed away except for food stuff. Didn't leave any time, but still fishing. Haven't caught anything this morning. I figure it's high time that I get some lunch. Need some energy. So I chose to go with oatmeal. I brought 4 packs with me on this 4-day trip. Ate 2 yesterday. Gonna have these 2. I am absolutely positively sick to death with tuna fish. Yeah, tired of it. Anyhow, just sitting here thinking I redid my bags, rearranged them. And I'm sitting here thinking that there's no reason why I can't do this with just 2 bags. I don't need 4. Now one of those bags has to be my sleeping stuff, right? Sleeping bag, sleeping pad, hammock, tent, whatever have you. Brought the tarp. Glad I brought it. Didn't necessarily have to have it because I knew what the weather was, but you never can tell because it rains here even when the weather says otherwise. And you need food and some extra items. Saw, axe, that kind of thing. But there's no reason why I can't get it into 2 waterproof bags for a kayak trip. It's going to be my goal, even if it's one of the big ones like this red one behind me. That can be strapped to the back, more so than being put inside. That make things a whole lot easier for portaging and whatever. It's been a pleasant morning. It sure has. So I haven't cut any wood yet. That's next on the agenda after I eat this oatmeal and whatever else I'm going to eat, if anything. And I think I'm going to do a little exploring. Go walking back in the bush and see what there is to see. See how close I really am to civilization, if at all. Just so I know. On one meeting and one interview today, sitting here just like this, like I said the other day, this is the best work from home you can get, right? And as long as you have enough power for your phone, nobody is the wiser. I could literally bring a laptop camping. The issue with that is you're limited because you can only work for so long before you run out of power, right? And recharging one of those batteries is significantly different than cell phone. Maybe I'll do a little research on that. I've seen those solar powered ones before. I don't know what kind of power they actually put out, but a little research might answer that question. I have made sure the campfire is completely out from last night. No coals, no embers. I'm going to keep on fishing for a bit and see how the day progresses. they let the water level, must have let the lower dam out some. The water level here has dropped like 3 feet, which means that I'm just looking in the river and I'm seeing a whole sandbar. The funny thing is there must be 50 turtles on that sandbar. This river is loaded with turtles. Go figure. Well, good afternoon. I've been fishing all morning and it's about 2 o'clock into the afternoon. Haven't caught anything. Believe it or not, I'm so tired of tuna fish, I let the one catfish that I caught go. They can live on to a ripe old age. Got the campsite all cleaned up. Got a load of firewood for next time that I camp here. And I'm ready to pack things out. I've got my bags all packed. I'm going to carry it over to the place that I'm going to get out, which the water dropped like I said 3 feet. It's going to be dicey getting it out, but we'll see. Two or 3 miles to my takeout point. Nice, easy ride. There's a couple of spots that I want to stop and just take a look at as I travel over there. It's been a really nice 4-day weekend. All right, let's get back in the water. Really? Get all the muck off my feet. Let them drip dry a little bit so I'm not sitting in the water. And we're away. Foot pedals just aren't in the right spot. Readjustment, there we go. This is what caught my eye. Even though that's slippery muck, it's doable getting up there. Question is, At least I think it's doable. Oh, it drops off pretty steep right here. It looks like there might be an opening back in there, which would be great for another campsite if it would pan out. Be a little hairy getting out of the kayak and back into it. Well, out of it. Back into it, I could just sit up here, have the kayak sitting up here, and push myself down in. Lovely. Alright, so this will be the end of the trip. As you've seen, I'm at the takeout point. From here, this is a neighborhood boat ramp, I guess you'd call it. I'm not sure how you're going to launch anything into the mud. I'm going to put my stuff off to the side somewhere, walk up to the neighborhood and see if this is drivable back in here. If not, I'll have to portage everything up in there. It's been a good trip. 4 days, very nice weather. Rocks, bass, catfish. Lots of relaxation. I hope you all enjoyed this. I know that I sure did. I'm not sure if I'll be bringing another kayak trip until next spring, but who knows? I do know that I'll be doing fall and winter camping again. So I'll bring you along for that and try to get the videos I already have edited and out there for you to see. Catch you all later.